Good evening, and thank you for tuning in this evening to Life Sciences of Washington, Nature's V, um, How to Eat to Live. Tonight we have a review of the dietary supplement IB100, produced by LSOW, distributed by natures-v.com, and also representing Nature's V Autoimmune Disease Foundation for Women of Color. Our illustrious guest tonight is Mr. Harold Muhammad, the host of Not So Mad Science blog talk radio show. And he called me yesterday with a extraordinary review of the dietary supplement IB100. And we always like to get good news out as fast as possible because we're trying to help as many people as we can. So at this point, I would like to turn the microphones over to Mr. Harold Muhammad of his blog talk show, which we do want to plug. It's a very, very good scientific show called Not So Mad Science. I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Harold Muhammad, and tell us what you relayed to me yesterday as it relates to the dietary supplement IB100. Thank you for coming
Yes,
on.
sir. You're welcome, Brother Eric. Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah. Truly and indeed, that Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is the exalted Christ. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is more than a divine reminder. He is a comforter and a friend. He is the Jesus in our presence today. I'd like to greet you all, the listeners of tonight's program, as well as my brother, my friend, my compatriot, my confidant, Brother Eric, with the greeting words of peace and paradise in the nation of Islam with Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
I called Brother Eric yesterday because I got some really great news from one of my clients that I provide the IB100 supplement to. He called me right after because he had went to the doctor for his follow-up visit after having what was originally diagnosed as cancerous cyst on his liver. What was discovered after the exam is that he had lesions all over the interior structures of his body. The lesions were all of significant size and they were growing. Nothing had become so metastasized that it could not be dealt with surgery. So I suggested to the brother, before you accept surgery, why don't you give the product that I use for myself, give it a try first. Let's see what can be done to help your body naturally help it defend itself. So the brotherhood got together and they got the first bottle of IB100s for him. And he called me after about a month. He said, Brother Howard, this stuff has lasted me about 2 months. And I was like, 2 months? It's only a 30 to 31 day supply in the bottle, brother. How do you get it to last 2 months? Well, he had been using the product wrong, which is really what made me have such joy when he shared the news with me. He was improperly using the product, where you're supposed to take a standard or normal dropper for one squeeze of the bulb and take that intranasally. He was taking half to a third of the required dosage. After being on the product about 2 months and then running out and having to order another bottle, he gave me the results that he received back from his doctor. The lesions have stopped growing or reduced in size, scattered on the other organs in his body. But the liver cancer that he was diagnosed with, they changed the diagnosis from cancerous, and they said he had polycystic liver disease, meaning the cancerous fluid buildup that was building up in the cyst in his liver had reduced in size. Now there is more fluid buildup, and all they suggested to him now is let us drain the cyst and then surgically remove the cyst walls. And we don't believe that there will be any other effort in terms of cyst buildup, because all the other lesions scattered throughout your body are shrinking. So I asked Brother Lawrence, and he gave me permission to use his name as long as I didn't say his last name. So I said, Brother Lawrence, what do you attribute that to? He said, well, brother, the only thing I'm taking now that I hadn't been taking before is the bottle of the product that you had the brothers get for me.
Wow.
So I asked him to say it again. I said, what are you doing different? He said, well, it's that IB100 stuff you made me take. I said, well, Brother Lawrence, it is the IB100 stuff that I pleaded with you to take to help you save your life. So now, after taking the product wrong, he's now got the second bottle and he's taking it correctly. I said, well, Brother Lawrence, after improperly using the product, I think you're going to see an even more significant change within your health structure, because he went from weighing almost 300 pounds down to 235 pounds.
Wow.
Inside 2 months. I said, when you get your next follow-up visit after using the product properly for 1 month, I need you to give me your lab work again. And then let's match that lab work up with the last 2 lab works that you sent me. And then tell me, what product are you using now that you're not using before, since you're not taking any medication? I thought that was the greatest news in the world, in terms of, or rather the most significant news I received for those persons that I provide product to. I have 4 other clients who don't wish their names to be used. All were experiencing ranges of joint pain and nasal congestion and other things that are no longer experiencing these things, who have also found an increased activity in their life that they had not been experiencing before in terms of their social interactions. Those systems shut down. Now they're active again. And the only thing different in each of their lives that was not there before is the consistent use of the IB100. Now, my personal testimony is, since I ran out of product, the injuries to my knees from years of track and field, I'm starting to feel that again. So I got to get back on my product, because not only do I not get sick, I was not feeling any joint pain at all, but I'm beginning to sense the joint pain once again from not using the product. So let me tell you, let me be very clear. The IB100 and IB19 dietary supplement provided by Nature's Z, and the mind of our friend and brother. You know, some of the brothers in my squad want to call him Witch Doctor, the Witch Doctor, Dr. Victor Muhammad. It truly, if I'm a mad scientist, he's the Witch Doctor. The Witch Doctor's product works. I recently did a comparative with other people who have other products out there. And when you match up Nature's Z and the consistency of actual medical help that it provides you with your physical well-being, 0.01% to the body's active participation in its own health development, it cannot be beat. So when you have a product like IB100 and the IB19, you can do no better than to come to Nature's V to help you put your body on the right track. Though this is not my show, this is Not So Mad Science on the Black Hole Radio Network on Blog Talk Radio. Believe me when I say, just because Berry Gordy took Motown to LA does not mean Detroit lost its soul, because IB100 and IB19 are truly soulful magic for your body.
Thank you so very much,
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Harold. I do want to go a little deeper because
Yes, sir.
what stage was Mr. Lawrence at as it relates to stages in the development of cancer? Did they say what
He was at
stage he was
stage
at?
5. He was at stage 5. He was at the point just before it becomes completely metastasized and becomes almost inoperable. He
His
was
liver
just
organ.
at the point of his liver. Now, the other organs were beginning to show multiple lesions of varying sizes throughout his body. Those lesions themselves either didn't show no substantial growth or shrank. That means they came to a stop right where they are. And I believe they would have all showed shrinkage had he used the product properly when he first began to use it, but he was using it improperly. He was using less than the required dosage. So a 1 month supply lasted him 2 months.
Right.
Once he begins to use it properly, it'll show significantly more effectiveness in terms of the lesions as well as any cancerous growth. They went from a cancer diagnosis to just calling it polycystic liver disease. Well, polycystic liver disease is not life-threatening. It's annoying, but it's not life-threatening. He can beat this, and he'll beat it 100%.
Very few people know of your background in science and biology, and for you to give it this simplistic understanding for our viewers, we thank you for that. And that was really
Yes,
one
sir.
of the reasons why I wanted you to give your explanation, because I didn't know what polycystic disease is, and I didn't know.
Mhm.
I had never heard of a person with stage 5 liver cancer. But through
Mhm.
the new health paradigm, through the products that Mr. Victor Muhammad is producing at LSOW, through the network of reps that we have, and you being over the central region representation of the United
Mhm.
States as it relates to Nature's V, and through our thrust to make sure that we bring this new health paradigm into existence where um, the body can get an exogenous source of an immune modulator that will allow the body to correct itself at the cellular level. So we
Well,
thank you
you
for.
said something. I'm sorry. You said something real critical. You keep saying the body, the body, the body. You don't want a product that is animal based and or chemical based. These things are done outside the body that are then introduced into the body that are essentially foreign because they're not produced within the body structure, the body's own central network. The key thing to Nature's Z, the product we provided through LSOW, is that it invigorates the body to produce its own natural amino acids to do what's
Mm.
necessary. The cytokine activation to produce the two variants of interferon that are naturally produced in the body, and the oh, good Lord have mercy.
Leukocytes. eh, Um,
Darn it,
I
I
know.
hate
Yes, sir.
mispronouncing things.
Well, it'll come back, but yes, sir.
But those two
Interleukins.
items,
Interleukins.
interleukins, they're the interleukins.
Interleukins.
Those two enzymes or amino acids, once activated inside the body's own natural structure, provides the strongest means for the body to defend itself from an outside invasion of bacteria or other foreign matter that causes sickness.
Yes,
And
sir.
as we know, most sickness hides in your colon and then from there spreads out. Cancer being something that is not a foreign body, but the body attacking itself. These amino acids then tell the body to rebalance itself and puts
Mm.
it into a state of homeostasis or balance.
Yes, sir.
The body's doing it on its own. And we know
Mm.
from the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and giving us how to eat to live, that this human body, this machine called the human body, and I'm saying machines specifically because it is a machine. It is a
Mm.
biologically structured machine that is designed to self-heal over a 1,000-year period.
Mm.
We're only living 1/10 the lifespan that we're supposed to live because the body is out of balance. You know, in Dianetics, they tell you good data in, good data out, bad data in, bad data out. Well, we don't have a
Right.
broken 7 key on our calculator that keeps adding 7 to 1 plus 2 and getting 9. No, we don't have a
Right.
broken key. We have good data to put in. The good data is grow your own food, good data in. Tend to your own spiritual needs versus good teachings from God in person, good data in.
Yes, sir.
Put the proper nutrients or supplemental nutrients that you need to function in a toxic environment in to offset the toxins to allow your body to function in balance. Good data in, better data out. One step
Yes.
toward God, 10 steps he'll take toward you. That offsets the 10% that you're not living. So we
Mm.
can only live 1,000 years on our own stupidity and ignorance. 100 years, 1/10 the time on our own stupidity and ignorance. And God takes 10 steps towards us. That's the other 10%, 9% that we're missing to live the 1,000-year lifespan. And then we can choose to die. We don't have to. We choose to because we've been here long enough, seen everything, done everything, and there's nothing left to accomplish other than can I defeat death? And
Well, it
that,
looks
my
like
brother, is not so mad science.
that's what we thank you. And if you get all do get a chance, please tune into his. Let them know when your show is.
My show is on the Black Hole Radio Network. I come on every Tuesday at 6:30 on Blog Talk Radio. And the theme of my program is I take the sciences and make it simple for the common man to understand. Unfortunately, we live in a world where mass communication is designed to dumb you down. Mass communication is designed to ensure your ignorance. We go to a school systems that are designed not to increase your scientific vocabulary and to stimulate you to think, but to numb you and dumb you. So my program is to remove the veil of stupidity and let you know that you actually know more than you think you know. If you understood the language of what they're not giving you and the language that they do give you. These people hide things in language. We're discussing, the IB 100 and the IB 19, which is simply essentially an amino acid invigorator, a naturally produced amino acid invigorated inside the body. Well, what are amino acids? I give a definition on Not So Mad Science. It's called good food, good sugars that allow good signals to be translated from one organ to another. How is
Mm.
information transmuted through the body to tell the body to do things? It comes on a string of amino acids. What is that? It is simply a sugar, a chain that is set up in such a way that the body's organs can then communicate with one another
Mm.
properly. It's energy. But if the energy does not know to transfer from one place to another, then the body can't do what it's supposed to do. Why? Because the amino acid chain is either too short, too long, or has parts and pieces missing in it.
Mm.
So instead of getting a blade that cuts a fine slice, you get a dull blade that cuts too big or doesn't cut at all.
Thank you so much for
So
coming
it's
on.
simply,
No,
oh,
no, go
brother,
ahead.
I love this.
No, no, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were done. But go ahead and finish your point.
I love this. And they crack jokes in the Nation of Islam that every black man and woman is a frustrated preacher or minister someplace. But not everybody is a teacher.
Right, right.
Not everybody can teach. I've been blessed to have a mind that consumes information. Brother Eric
Yes.
referred to my background. My background is in architectural engineering, but that wasn't
Mm-hmm.
enough to satisfy my spirit. So I went and got the skill sets and the educational degree work and the field experience of working in the OR at Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital in New Brunswick, New Jersey. I have a background, a deep background in medicine,
Mm.
not as a doctor, which is only a person that prescribes potions. And I just put it that way. They prescribe potions. They puncture veins. That's what they do. They want to give you a drug that is manufactured. Keyword being manufactured to
Mm.
match a disease that never existed before until they had the potion. Well,
Mm.
I'm more like a diagnostic physician. You tell me the condition, I'll find out what it is because I understand
That's
the
right.
language. They'll write it in Latin. They'll write it in German. They'll write it in all kind of other languages. But if you don't know how to look those languages up to make it
Mm.
understandable to you, it's all Greek.
Right.
Well, it's not Greek to me, and I don't want it to be Greek to you. So my program is dedicated to taking the Greek and putting it in understandable language, not ebonics, not ghetto, but understandable. I want to show you that clean glass of water and take the veil off of it so you can see the water.
Mm. Thank you so much, Mr. Harold Muhammad. Thank you for sharing with us the supplement review of IB 100. Thank you for informing us of where we can get information on your show, Not So Mad Scientists, on Black Hole Blog Talk Radio. And
Mm-hmm.
we'll be getting back to you. Those of you who are in the central region of the United States, you can reach out to Mr. Harold Muhammad at natures-v.com. You can call us at 805 607 9072 and contact us about what you heard here tonight. And we've gone a little over our normal, but we needed to let the people know that there are resources like you out there for
Yes,
them
sir.
to get information from, so we can begin to have the coalition of knowledge in this new health paradigm to allow us to see that Western medicine has gone its course, and being that it has gone its course, we have to provide the renaissance in the field of health and wellness to the world. So we thank
Yes,
you
sir.
again.
Yes, sir.
My
It's
name is
my
Erica
pleasure.
Hod. My pleasure having you. Erica Hod of Nature's V. And we thank everybody for tuning in. We'd like to leave you all greeting you and have a good evening. Thank you. Salam alaikum.
Walaikum salam.